morning, Captain Australia here. So I'm now headed towards Byron Bay. I thought I would, instead of just starting down there on the lovely beach, show you just how compromised my thinking was last night. So after leaving my lovely friends that I'd made as a, just as a courtesy and respect, I just headed south for a bit. But another bloody storm hit. So this sleeping rough thing, it is pretty tough actually. I don't know how I'd manage as a proper homeless, but let me quickly show you where I set up. So I was on the road, and let's flip this around. So you see, it's actually, I think, been deliberately set up by itinerant people coming through. This tree has lovely coverage, and it seems to me that it's been put together purposefully. And, to support that, just over here, somebody in the past has built what looks like a structure for their gear. Like just a little shelter where they can stow their things, or another person. Now, I'll show you though, the thing that you shouldn't do, and that is not really ideal, is compromise your own safety unless you have to. So after getting through stage 4 cancer, I'm like, but I might dress like a superhero, but I'm not, so I am not bulletproof. So clambering through long grass like this is moderately, Facebook didn't like it when I tipped the phone, is moderately stupid. But here's the thing, let's say somewhere in here there's a king brown snake. I'm clomping along like a big old elephant. He knows I'm there, I don't know he's there, but he doesn't want to encounter me any more than I want to encounter him. So as long as I'm really slow, methodical, take big steps, make noise, and keep my eyes open, it's okay. But last night there was a big, full-on wind, rain. It wasn't like a nasty, nasty thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening storm. But there was moderate intensity rain that came in spurts. So I was walking in the middle of the night. And leaving Pottsville, I made the mistake of going down the wrong road. And it was 5k before I'd realised. Which, when you're in a car, doesn't matter. When you're an old fella and walking, turn around, come back, so that's 10k. And translates to, what? There's a poo here. I don't suppose you want to see it. I don't want to step on it. So is that a dog? A human being? It's not mine. So, that means I might be closer to other people than I like to think I'm here all alone, but this is still a really beautiful and popular area. There's a lot of, legitimate camping and stuff around. And there's probably also a lot of people tucked away in the bush, as I was, I guess. For me, it was a case of necessity. I didn't have a massive... My choice was either walk in the rain or stop. So, I stopped. So 11:30, it's 5:30 now. I've had a decent little sleep. Not really comfortable. I haven't got the smartest rough sleeping solution. The people that I meet, you can see they've been doing it for a while. And they've got the gear down to a science. So for me, it was like just working backwards from what's the bare minimum that I need. So can you hear me okay? By the way, I've got these little headphones in. I might see if the ambient sound mode works, and I'll go back and show you my smile on my face again. Ambient sound, go. Go for ambient sound. Does that do anything? Come on. You're supposed to hold a certain button for 2 seconds according to the instructions, and then it's supposed to give a little beep, and then it switches from the voice sound, which magnifies just the voice of the speaker, to ambient sound, so you can hear the sky, you can hear the wind and the ocean and all of that stuff. Let's try one more time, because I can tell when it's in that mode, because I can hear it too. I accidentally turned the sound off. Anyway, a bit bloody early, but look at that. Not too bad. Now, I have my boots on and I'm going to take them off. I'm going to walk down the beach for a bit, maybe 10k or something. I want to find a laundromat, you know, get a bit more practical, get into the routine of it. We do have a comment here. Oh, these glasses are iffy. Morning, legend. Well, legend. Hang on. Educate yourself, Simon. Old dog, new tricks. Learn and grow. If somebody says something nice, don't disagree with them. In a way, you're insulting them just as much as you're trying to insult yourself. So you called me a legend. I'm a bit shy and hesitant about that. So instead of articulating my problems to the world, I'll say thank you very bloody much. You're a legend too. But yeah, so this is day 6. Original plan, I think, had me last night at Byron Bay, or it might even have been the night before. So, you know, when I find my stride, I've got a bit of ground to make up. I think Byron is about, if it's, you see, Google Maps doesn't help you measure distance down the beach, and although I've got a compass and all of that stuff, it's not, you know, I'm not sitting here like a cartographer figuring out my every move. So, I'm, you know, according to the road alongside the beach, it said like 44 kilometres. That might be more like it, but we'll see. So I'll get to Byron and then work out what next. New Year's Eve. But first, I've got to take these. Let me put you down. Take these boots off. There, you can enjoy a little ocean view. Oops, come on, tripod man. Hope you don't blow over. Phone has already taken a little bit of a flogging. Now, because this is what a foolish old man looks like when he tries to do things, I guess. Because I was coming through the long grass, I put the boots on, otherwise I would have just started barefoot. So I've kept them loose, and I'm wearing a pack on my back, too lazy to take it off. So this is like old man Tai Chi. Boot number 1. No, almost. Boot number... Come on, Simon. Uh-oh. Let's try. You see? There we go. In a way, I'm rebuilding a lot of basic sort of physical skills too. Things like just balancing on one foot, you know. You could do that in a ballet studio, do a bit of Tai Chi, or you could dress up like a superhero and do it in the early hours of the morning and incrementally rebuild. There you go, that was much easier. Boot number 2, Go Gadget boots. Okay, so spirits are high. Couldn't exactly tell you why, because it's been a bit of a slog. But yeah, I think that as I walk, so I don't know. Sorry, I assume I've had this like continual conversation with you. My name is Simon. I'm dressed as the Buffhead Superhero Captain Australia. I am walking from Brisbane to Melbourne, and my first motivation in doing that was my own healing after a stage 4 cancer. So my cancer, it was a head and neck cancer. The doctor I didn't drop anything with my bouncing around, did I? No? Cool. The doctor, when explaining my prognosis and diagnosis, told me I had probably about 6 months to live before it obstructed my airway and killed me. It was starting on my tonsil, then like the jaw, soft palate. And I had like a 40 to 60% chance of curative chemoradiation, meaning the chemoradiation could actually completely remove or shrink the cancer and prolong my life. So I leaned into that treatment, went through pretty hard, but subsequently, I don't know how to explain it. So the other diseases don't have the same sort of subsequent harm that cancer does. So Like, what's a good example? Oh, actually, all diseases are pretty bad. You know, like if you got emphysema, no, thank you. But okay, being hit by a car. You know, you hit by a car, you survive or you die. If you survive, there might be some rehab and whatnot, but it's pretty rare that the impact on you is, oh, I'm never going to get in a car again, or every time you see a car, you shy away from it. But cancer, it like tries to kill you, and if it doesn't succeed, it says, well, you know what? Since I couldn't eat the whole thing, let's take a limb here and a limb there. And I mean that figuratively. So it will try and eat away at your hope. There's this relentless psychological attack. And I was living for my family. If you'd asked me at the time, what do you want most in your life? I wouldn't have given you a wise answer, but I would have given you a heartfelt one. And it's like, I can't die. I don't want to die, and I'm not afraid or anything. Or if I am, that's not the reason. I just can't abandon my children. I can't. It's a kick in the guts, the idea that I leave those children to deal with the grief of a lost father. My wife Jenny, she's wonderful, and she'd raise them well and look after them well, but I'm a pretty good dad, I think. Oh shit, I miss my kids something fierce. That's not a needle, is it? Oh shit, the bed it is. Now, I don't want to get, sorry, what in the sweet weeping fuck, people? I don't want to get, oh, sorry about swearing. I don't want to get anything. Let's have a look. No, what is that? Okay, there's no sharps or anything. Sorry, I thought this looked like a used contaminated needle, but it's something else, and I don't know. And it might still relate to, it might still be paraphernalia, but my main concern was that it's a hazard to someone else, you know? I saw it, the next person might not come along and step on it. So if you're a user, dispose of your bloody needles. What the hell's wrong with you? And if that wasn't even one, ignore me, old man Rand. But yeah, sorry, back to where I was. Cancer inflicts this existential harm on you, and my big walk is about overcoming that. So I gave 4 years of my life to not leaning hard enough into managing my mental health. Cancer wrecked my, the cancer didn't, but the chemo radiation wrecked my thyroid. So I have a lot of health issues, but now I'm fine with all of them. Like there's a tinnitus, a ringing in the ear, which I haven't thought about in days, actually. I need to do a stock take, because I think being out in the natural environment's helped that a bit. But yeah, cramps and all kinds of stuff, like facial cramps from the radiation scarring. But I'm all good now. But at the time, they were all stacking up and weighing me down more and more and more. But most of it was that oppressive threat, that isolation, that, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I couldn't bounce back, and I remembered that as a child I'd taken a big walk. I'd walked from Brisbane to Sydney, did it to get away from a bad situation, and it was healing. And I just remembered that one day, walking the kids to school, and I realised it was like the last day of school in December last year. I realised I could do that. I could do it again as a grown man, recreate that, past, future, bang. And that's how it all started. And I actually started walking that night, 3K, 5K, 10K. I just continually built on it. So I lost 60K in about 7 months, that'd be. I allowed a bit to come back on before the walk because, storage of surplus power. But it's not, that was all for me. And that experience was all just for me. And, indirectly my family and the people that I care about who want me to survive. But I realized if I was going to do a big walk, I could superhero up for science. So that's why this is for the charity. This is, it's the big attention getter. So it's also for you, I guess, as well. So I'm not actually crazy. Well, all right. I don't actually think I'm Batman. Yeah. So the superhero up for science, I'm trying, I guess it's like the idea is I'm taking the fight back to cancer. And the charity I chose to support was the Kids Cancer Project because they're all about the research into pediatric cancers. So there's 950 Aussie kids diagnosed every year. 20% of those children do not survive treatment. So that's 3 kids a week dropping. And let's have a look at this again, by the way. That's kind of lovely. I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry, a dodgy old cracked screen iPhone 7. So, sorry about the quality of everything. But yeah, the 20% don't survive. So that translates to 3 kids a week dying. The average age is 6. And of the 80% that do survive, yeah, they have to deal with the same kind of relentless garbage that I did. So, you know, that's the simple underlying reason for why I'm dressed like this and what I'm doing. But at its core, it started and continues to be a journey about my own personal healing as well. So as I've been walking, I've had these little moments already. It hasn't even been a week. But I've already had quite emotional moments, like walking along the beach, looking at this stuff, and just realizing, like, just at a fundamental level, not at an academic level, but in my bones, that I am alive, and that I'm viable, and that I don't need to carry around a lot of the grief and whatever other stuff is in there. And so the poison that I'm releasing, it doesn't just relate to my fight with cancer. Some of it's stuff that goes back years. So part of my goal is not just self-repair, but self-improvement. I want to be a better, more viable human being. I want to be a better father. I want to be a better husband. You know, I want to be a better friend, a better citizen. All of those things matter to me. And I own that head on. And I think that's a stark difference between living for somebody else and actively doing it for yourself. I miss my kids something fierce. They miss me. But I had to do this, and it had to do it for me, and we all pay that price. But we've agreed we pay it willingly because we know it's a good thing. So if somebody asks you why, or if you ask yourself why you're, alive, why you're doing things in your life the way that you're doing them, if the answer isn't a good, strong, because it makes me happy, or because it makes me better, or because it, there's a bunch of other reasons it can relate to other people. It's great to serve other people, but at its core, that's also because it makes me happy and it makes me better and it makes the world better. And sorry, in my little morning explanation, just a recap, I didn't really connect the dots to that too, that when I started to serve the charity, everything amplified. So the healing that I was doing multiplied. The walking in the night that I was doing, 10K, then increased it to 15K, then I'm doing 10 in the morning, 10 at night, then 10 in the morning, 15 at night. So I've been doing a lot of walking for a long time. But the intensity I ramped up as soon as I committed. I said to the Kids Cancer Project, this is what I want to do, this is why and how. And the beauty of it bypasses all of the normal charity stuff. So I don't work for the charity. There's no overhead. There's no cost to them. Every dollar that's donated, and if you decide to donate, just check out the sticky post, and it's got the links in there. If it says Raisley, Captain Australia's Big Walk, good on ya. But yeah, there's no overhead for the charity, so every dollar goes to research. So that's great, and it amplified my effort level, but that's only part of it. I think it is like that old thing that compassion is the antidote to suffering, kindness. So I think just by being of service and doing something that I thought was good and ignoring the other things that I saw in the world that were bad, suddenly the process of my own healing was purified somehow. So yeah, that's who I am, that's what I'm doing, and that's why. Now, where am I? North of Byron Bay. Now, so this camera, I reckon it's not going to show you, you won't be able to tell, but let's see if you can. Now, the view into the distance for me, I can see at the very end there the cliff with the Byron Bay Lighthouse, and I'd estimate, if I had a little graphic thing, it'd go, where's my finger there? Like 10k, 20k, 30k, and then 40k. So I'm guessing it probably is about 35k from where I stand now into Byron. So I think I'll just have a nice long walk along the beach. It's slower going, but it's pleasurable. Sorry, and look, here comes the sun. Where are we? Where are you? These glasses, don't let anyone tell you that a superhero uniform is in any way intelligent or efficient. No peripheral vision, none of that. But there, look, lovely sunrise. So, I can hold it in my hand. That'll be one for the kids later. That's stupid, doesn't it? But when my youngest son Spencer was born, that Beatles song, for some reason, just sprang directly into my mind. The first time I picked him up and held him, here comes the sun, little darling. You know that one? Do 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 do. So I always associate, how a memory comes to you. You'll see the sun. You'll think of the song. You think of your son. You think of that moment that he was born. And suddenly, bam, intense spiritual nourishment. Thank you, Spencer. But yeah, the plan today is to get to Byron and figure it out. I don't know if I'll stick around there for New Year's. It's going to be a lot of people. I think there's some sort of a festival there and a lot of people camping. And for me, the concern is that might mean a lot of, coastal rangers and enforcement of the, camping rules and stuff. So we as a society, we're pretty good. We don't legislate against homelessness. We kind of try and help, and there's housing programs and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's an unsolved problem, but it's one where the rules around it are a bit varied and diverse. So in a different shire, there might be some old wording about vagrancy in their bylaws. Different states might have different stuff. And I just don't want to get caught on the wrong end of any of it. And because I've got gear it's not exactly camping gear. It's really just a tarp and a hammock. And a hammock is for resting in, it's not camping gear. But at the end of the day, yeah, I'm sleeping out in the bush. And that, last night I almost slept under a bridge because I was so bloody tired. But yeah, that's something that if they've got extra enforcement going on because of the festival, I don't want to get wrapped up in any of that. I might push through. There's some lovely towns past Byron, and then through to Ballina, then inland to Grafton. So, we're going to muddle through, and I'm being mindful to increase my pace, and I'm trying to be mindful to control the rambles, but it's your fault, because you keep encouraging me. I'm like, I'm sorry about the rambles. Oh, no, stop, another old man ramble. Now, over there, there's some rocks, by the way. I think they're scenic. Where are you? Can't see them in this thing. Can you? No. Keep walking, Simon. Yeah, I can't tell you how delighted I am by your kindness. And the people who are watching this on the regular, my impression is you're taking something away from it. So my job then is to just talk true and share it as best I can. There's these little moments that I have that I fail to capture. I think I'll get better at it. I'm just not ballsy when it comes to recording other people. We've got this generation where it's like, oh yeah, let's put you on the internet and turn you into a meme. By the way, anybody who wants to turn me into a meme, mock me or whatever, but is thinking, oh, come on, he's a nice guy. He's just trying to do his best. And you hesitate, go for it. So if you wanna take anything, any image of me, distort it, whatever, go for it. So the superhero stuff, it's for the charity. That depends on awareness. And there's that old saying, there's no kind of bad publicity. So if if you do a funny thing of Captain Australia, like there's a little comic that went around where it's me in the style of a cartoon, but it's like I never saw the cartoon. The cartoon is something like Big Les Heroes or something. So I'm like this massive militant weird look. Oh, sorry, you've got a comment. I will stop and have a look. Let's see, what's that say? Oh, I need specs. Good morning, Captain. Great to hear you are in good spirits. Take care. Well, thank you so much for your kind comment there. And yeah, like I don't, I'm not a TikTok boy or any of that sort of stuff. The social media, I'm clearly no good at it. So if there's anything that you want to do with my image or my story to represent it anywhere or in any context, I grant you my permission, but reserve the right if it's if it's a lie or a misunderstanding to ask you to please stop because that's mean. And if you've got a moneyed up Uncle Barry or Aunt Gladys, send them a link. Hey, Auntie Gladys, look at this guy. He walked so far from Brisbane to Byron Bay, and he's dressed as a superhero. But look, it's all for children's cancer, Auntie Gladys. Hey, didn't you have a trust with like $250 million in it, Auntie Gladys? No, but there's potential for you to spruik it up and fundraise on the basis of what I'm trying to do. If you found it in your heart to do that, absolutely anything that you wanted to do, go for it. And that relates also. Some people have sort of tentatively asked, would it be cool to walk with you for a bit? The answer is, and I'm sorry, I don't want to offend you, but let me be very clear. The answer is, hell shit yes. So if you want to walk for a bit, come on, let's walk for a bit, Let's meet or let's have a beer. If you have something in mind where you want to meet, shake hands, have a chat. I'm sorry, I'm reminding myself too, in New South Wales, is a don't shake hands. It's like a 50-50 thing. But up in Queensland, we're all shaking hands like crazy things. So I have to remind myself, culture shock, pull it back. But yeah, if you want to get together, just send me a message, Facebook Messenger, and we'll figure it out. And if you're in a town and you've got like a community of friends, and you want to do a 5K stretch from this town to that town, and it's on my pathway, yes, put your underpants on the outside, towels around your neck though. But yes, I'd love to. Love to. Just send me a message. Anything that you do to sort of plan something like that, I promise you, I will do my best to find you, make sure my route coincides with where you are, and yeah, we'll just do it. Even if it's just shits and giggles, even if it doesn't help the charity, still it's going to be a fun experience to take into the future. Anyway, all is well. Toddling down the beach. Thank you for your kindness and your support. I will let it go there, and I'll update you later on, let you know where I'm going. I'll try and find, I don't know, what should I try and find? Something dramatic. Try and find somebody in the community who's been, plotting against the government, and I'll investigate it, and we'll have a, confrontation, and then you'll realize he's like a super genius, and even though I say that I'm very high intellect, I'm actually a functional moron, and then there'll be all this drama about how he continually outsmarts me, and I'm just going to keep walking to Melbourne. But I wish I could inject some contrived storytelling into it to make Captain Australia more interesting than just some bullfed bloke walking to Melbourne. But I hear those rocks. You should see them a bit better now. They just look like tiny little rocks to you, but to me, they're lovely, big, dramatic. The waves are breaking on them, and it's flat. Let's try again. Sorry. We'll see the waves break. Can I zoom this stuff in? Nah. Bugger. All right. So when I look at it in the camera, I see this mundane thing, nothing going on. When I look at it with my natural eyes, I see these magnificent rocks thrust out of the ocean with waves breaking everywhere. It's kind of like when you try and photograph the moon, you know, when you look at it, natural state, beautiful. But when you take a photo of it, it's like this weird Minecraftian square white thing. Oh, I guess that's something about the quality of the camera, I suppose. Alrighty, anyway, I will continue walking and stop rambling. And thank you. That sun is just gorgeous. We'll leave on that night. That's just lovely. So beautiful day in front. It's New Year's Eve. Hey, I hope you have a lovely evening planned with the people that you care about. And we've got a comment. It's something morning, splendid morning, or a good morning, or whatever. And I'm sorry, blurry vision. I had 40/40 vision before chemo. I'm sure like age can play a factor, but I'm sure because chemotherapy attacks all of the fast replicating cells like cancer, but also hearing, taste, like you lose your sense of taste. Hearing, you get tinnitus and hearing impairment. So every time I try and read a comment, I think, oh, you bastard, cancer. Anyway, yeah, it's a beautiful morning, beautiful day. Like you too said it, you know, it's a beautiful day. Stop singing, Simon. Whoops. All right, I'm going to keep on moving. I'll update you later. All the best. Thanks so much for your time and attention, and I wish you well.